See, we're gonna wait till we're live again. Whenever that may be. Okay, cool. We should be live. So, sorry to, like, anybody who is watching that, or if you came from the last video in the playlist on YouTube because you're watching after the fact. My computer crashed for reasons unknown to me, probably just because I've had it on for too long and I've been overusing it. So I let it sit for just a few minutes or so, let it cool down. And then I came back in here and I fast forward through the cutscene because it starts you off in the cutscene you're in, back to where we left off. So we should be fine. I think we were about here.
When I was finally old enough, I officially became a member of the Strategic Investment Department. I witnessed
So we're going to
the
continue.
changes that took place on my home world, and was determined to bring the same changes to many other worlds in the galaxy that were experiencing the same plight.
I also got chips in the meantime.
I am writing to you, Miss Branya, with the genuine desire to express something important. I know freedom is precious to people, but in reality, there are things of much greater value, such as survival. How many generations of Belabogians will it take to embrace the stars again without assistance? Who can guarantee that every future Guardian will be as prudent and enlightened as you? How can you guarantee that a disaster such as the Stellaron crisis will not descend upon Belobog yet again? I have already negotiated the best possible deal for you. Once you sign this contract, all of Belobog's debts will be forgiven. In addition, the IPC will set up a special team to support the reconstruction of Urilo 6. I can understand that for you, this is an extremely difficult decision because you, and you alone, will bear the fate of all Belabogians. But because of this, I believe that you will make the right decision. A decision that will truly benefit your people.
Her words do sound quite sincere. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I think she's sincere. Of all the people in the IPC that I've met,
It's hard to imagine
she seems like the most earnest.
deceive me. In any case, she wasn't wrong when she said this would be an extremely difficult decision. This planet's fate, the civilization it carries, everything that's happened here and everything that will happen, it all rests in my hands. This definitely can't and shouldn't be a decision made by me alone.
Yeah, let's go petition the other people. I remember that's part of this quest.
That has crossed my mind, and it comforts me to hear you say that.
Right. I don't think it's fair for you to carry the weight alone. Why not discuss it with us?
Even though I do think the decision ultimately falls on her anyway.
Topaz hasn't given me much time to consider. She wants me to decide as soon as possible. I wanted to put it to a vote, and let all the citizens of both the overworld and the underworld have their say. But with such little time, I'm afraid that's a lost cause. I'll convene the Klapoth Fort architects immediately to discuss the contract. As for the locals, I'd like you to gauge their stance on the matter. The people of Belobog hold both of you in high regard. They'll most certainly be willing to tell you their thoughts.
Yep. Here we go.
Yes, we need to move fast.
We've got your back. We failed to convince Topaz, but this should be a piece of cake.
Thank you, March. I'll assemble the ministers. Let's meet up here again later.
All right. want to make an informed decision, we need to hear from both the overworld and the
One of the things I hate about all these missions, every time, oh, I guess I already cleared it, is like whenever you get a progress point, it adds it to your journal. And then you have to go and check it. I don't think this one does that. But definitely events do. It's like, oh, look, you made progress in the event. Go check your journal. No, I don't want it. Not unless an award is unlocked. I should stop by. What's it called? A space anchor. Look how low Clara is.
We meet again.
There we go.
How have you two been? Uh-oh. That look on your face tells me something's wrong. I hope it's nothing too serious.
Oh, we just need your opinion.
Sounds serious. I'm all ears. Really? You better not be making things up.
Why would I make that up?
Unfortunately, it's all true. We don't have much time, Pela. Branya wants to get everyone's opinion. Wait, you're telling me I have to make this huge decision on the spot? At least give me a few seconds to think it over. Okay, I think I've got it. If it were up to me, I'd probably agree to the IPC's conditions. Huh. Okay. Any particular reason? I've looked at some of the climate reports, and based on the data I've seen, it'll take 3 or 4 more generations for the snow to completely subside. And that's assuming no other disasters occur.
Yo.
I care more about those in the present than
3 or 4 generations. This is not a long time.
If IPC is able to bring about immediate change, then I think that's a price well worth paying. Building a better world for future generations sounds great, right? But is it any fun for the engineers and architects who are directly involved in such a
3 or 4 generations is pretty dang fast.
So compared to a distant...
If you said it was going to take 20 to 30 generations, then I'd be like, oh, okay. 3 or 4? Nah.
Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion.
That's like way less time than you guys have been isolated.
Well, look who we have here! You and Marge paying us a visit. What's the occasion? Uh-oh. Sounds like something serious is happening. You'd better fill me in.
I mean, we were just here for the festival. It's not like we came out of nowhere. You talked to us earlier, Serval.
What? How is that possible? I need a moment to wrap my head around this.
Serval, we're racing against the clock. No time for head wrapping.
It's okay. I've thought it through. If it were up to me, I'd sign the contract.
What? Hold on, are you serious? I I thought you'd be against it for sure.
Surprised? My reasons are pretty simple. Signing this contract would mean we no longer have to worry about surviving. For most of the residents here, especially those in the underworld, that would be more than enough to persuade them. As for working for the company, people need to work no matter where they are, right? If the IPC tries to take too many liberties, we can always rise up against them. You know, I've always longed for the stars since I was a child, which is why I devoted myself to science and the studying of the Stellaron. If someone told me that I could do whatever research I wanted with only a small price to pay, I probably wouldn't hesitate.
I see. I suppose that makes sense. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion.
Okay. So we're gonna go to the Silver Guard restricted zone. If I recall, we don't actually get that good rewards from completing this story quest. Though we do get Topaz showing up on the, oh, it's behind us. The Express, which is reward enough. But by finishing this unlocks the actual Pokemon event, which there are a lot of rewards behind. And if I recall anything, I might remember how to cheese it, which might make it go faster.
You need my opinion? I'm happy to help. So that's who they are. It's worse than I imagined. The Madam Guardian must be under a lot of pressure. Is there really nothing we can do to assist her?
We're here to gather everyone's opinion on the matter. I know this is a little sudden, but we're running out of time. What's your take?
Can I lower this?
Why, I'd refuse the contract, of course.
No, I can't. It doesn't go down any further.
Compromise. Just look at them. Arrogant, stomping around here as if they own the place. How can such people be trusted? Who's to say they won't breach the contract?
By this, I mean I have a fan right here. I wanted to point it even more at my computer, but it doesn't tilt down any further than it goes.
Surrendering is not an option. You must
Oh,
warn
well.
the Madam Guardian not to allow herself to fall into their trap.
A soldier's perspective is always valuable, Dun. Thanks for your input. I'll make a note of your opinion. Did we miss anyone in the overworld? I think we asked just about everyone we needed to. From what I've gathered, it seems like most people in the overworld are leaning towards signing the IPC's contract. We better hurry to the underworld and see what Natasha...
And it makes sense too, because the overworld's lived in a state of order for a long time in commerce. You would expect that if things are going to even out, that the underworld would be the one that has the opposite opinion on average. Living in more of a unstable, rebellious state.
Where there are people, there is noise.
Yes, that is true, Jinglu.
What brings you two to the underworld? And why the long face? Seems a little out of the blue, but since you came all this way, it must be urgent. Go ahead.
So then we go and explain everything to yet another person.
That is a lot of information to take in. Sorry, both of you. I know you're in a hurry, but I need a moment to think.
No stress, Nat. Just tell us what you really think.
I've thought about it, and... well, if I were Branya, I wouldn't sign it. I won't deny the offer on the table is a very tempting one. And if we refuse, Belobog will not only have the burden of a huge debt, we may also incite the wrath of a very powerful force. But even so, a quote I read back in school came to me just now. Those who are willing to give up freedom for security will end up with neither. Living in the underworld has taught me that this phrase is true. I'd rather trek through the frigid snow plains than live in a beautiful...
It's interesting.
Wow. That's
I know that quote is kind of like one of those usually misassigned quotes that they try to give to everybody.
Thanks for your insight, Nat.
And because of that, it does seem like the type of quote that an identical version of it would kind of just appear randomly on any world over a given enough time, just because the principle holds true. Oleg.
None other than the saviors of Belobog. To what do I owe the pleasure? To be honest, I'm surprised you even remembered an old geezer like me. But I can tell by the look on your faces you're probably not dropping by to say hi. Let me guess. Something to do with these unruly people in black showing up everywhere? Well, ask away. It just so happens I'm curious about them myself. Maybe I can be of some help.
Oleg is like the most NPC
I see.
important side character in the
That's a
game.
tricky situation,
He's not playable, so yeah, but like just everything about him, the way they treat him.
let alone someone as young as Lady
It's like they're not even gonna pretend this guy was not an NPC.
Out of all the people we know in Belobog, you have the most life experience. What do you think we should do?
Want to hear the truth? I'm afraid great
There's another
ambition
collectible back
and
there.
lofty
I've
plans
left so many
won't
collectibles
hold
behind
much
in this
appeal
account.
for an old-timer like me. If this IPC does indeed possess the magical power to restore Belobog back to its former self overnight, then I think the answer is clear.
I wouldn't call it
Have you
overnight.
considered the opposite? What about if we refuse? The reconstruction plan already sounds like an endless endeavor. And with the added burden of a massive debt, well, is that something we can manage on our own? What worries me the most is how Lady Branya will handle the backlash from her people. Will she be able to withstand the criticism? Is she prepared to carry the weight of a tarnished reputation for years to come?
Bronya, the last Supreme Guardian.
Huh. I guess I never looked at it from that angle. I wouldn't wish that title on anyone. Thank you for your thoughts, Mr. Oleg. Another vote for the 4 pile.
Okay, we've got one other place to check. We have to talk to Clara. I'm pretty sure Svarog's still busy with Topaz.
Miss March, Big Brother, what brings you to the underworld?
Oh, you
Hey
know,
there,
just
Clara.
visiting.
Is Svarog not around? Mr. Svarog went out for a walk with a lady called Topaz. What? Topaz? Do you know where they went? I'm not sure, but Mr. Svarog promised he'd be back soon. What now? Svarog's super logical. We should definitely get his opinion.
Clara's opinion is just as important, if not more important than anybody else's here.
True. Don Hung's always saying that Clara's really insightful for her age. Huh? Miss March, do you want to ask me something?
complicated. I don't know what to say.
It's all right, Clara. No pressure. Just tell us how you feel about it.
I think if we have a choice for the future, it should be everyone's decision. Because when I was playing with Hook, the moles, and the other kids, we talked about our dreams. Everyone has different dreams. If we accept Miss Topaz's offer, then doesn't that mean our dreams will never come true? Just taking away people's dreams like that. I don't know. It feels wrong.
You're right. Children see the world as a place where anything is possible. Just the thought of our lives being predestined from birth makes me shiver. Thanks, Clara. Your thoughts mean a lot to us. All that running around has worn me out. So, the final conclusion is... the votes are completely even. I don't know what to do. Both sides have really compelling arguments.
Yeah, only she can make the final call.
We forgot to ask Zila. Let's go see what she has to say. She's probably still in the Great Mine helping the miners. Come on, let's get going.
I'm pretty sure she would probably just go with whatever Bronya says. I don't remember how this went. But if I recall, everything just kind of evened out. I still have puzzles to do here. That's another thing I could have done. I could have run around the map offline just solving puzzles. Or I guess not offline, but off air.
Back so soon? Any news? Are you feeling all right? You look a little uneasy. Important matter, huh? I can tell from your tone that this isn't gonna be a lighthearted chat. But I'm ready to hear it.
We repeat the story for like the 7th time.
I think I get it. At first, I thought it was just a few IPC ruffians overstepping their boundaries.
Yeah, you didn't think the future of Belobog was at stake, right?
Right. I need a little time to process this.
As it stands, the votes are even. Your opinion will make all the difference.
In that case...
You should never tell somebody that. If you want their honest opinion, you should make them think that there's still going to be people who make a difference after them.
I've thought about it. This responsibility rests on Bronya's shoulders, not mine. No matter the choice she makes, she has far greater foresight than I do. She can see the bigger picture more clearly than I can. The vote is tied. If I were to give you my view, it would tip the scales and possibly impact her final choice.
Yeah, that's why she was asking people.
I'll respect whatever decision she makes, but it's not my place to make it for her.
Understood, Zila.
Like, you understand that you're completely undermining the task that she gave us. Like, her decision was to weigh all of your decisions.
Stand up and do what's needed.
You make it sound like you're being selfless. Or not selfless, but not self-centered. And that you care about her decision, but like, you're already undermining a decision she made.
Just let her know my reasoning. She'll understand.
Well, it's all in Bronya's hands now. She has...
God, like, I hate it when people act like that too. Because even if it was close and favoring one side, that doesn't mean that she wouldn't not pick the other direction.
Her in charge. The time has come.
You should really just give your honest opinions in situations like that.
I'm curious to see how she's handling those Klapoth ministers.
Okay, I actually forgot to pick up a collectible before, but I know there's one right here. There we go. Wish we could teleport right into the fort. Need more permanent teleports. There's some like temporary teleports from events that I just miss. Because, I don't know, this isn't exactly the most immersive game. The story's great. But this isn't like an open world game where being immersed in the environment matters. I do wish there was just more teleports so it was a bit more menuing.
Whoa, the fort's
I like, during an initial story, it's great having to actually navigate the environment, but afterwards, I think it's just better to teleport everywhere.
March, you're back. So, what's the verdict? What do the people think?
It's tied.
Up to people in both the overworld and the underworld. The final result was a tie.
I see. I suppose everyone has their own way of seeing things. I can't say I'm surprised. What was Zila's perspective on the matter?
Yeah, she's behind you, whatever you decide.
That sounds like Zila, all right.
Yep, cop out answer. I didn't want to help you at all.
The conclusion with the ministers? It's so loud I can't tell what anyone's
I don't know
saying.
about you, but if
It's pretty much the same situation here.
she were my girlfriend, Bronya, I would kind of resent her for not helping me out here.
Come to make a decision. This
Wouldn't hold against her forever, but at least initially resent her. Just put it out there for you.
All of you! I know what to do.
Wait! I have something to say to the Supreme Guardian.
But aren't you?
Oh, cool. There's like several different news and weather services that are using my video of the hailstorm.
It's the real me.
Getting tagged and credited all over the place. That's kind of cool.
Miss Himiko from the Astral Express? It's an honor. Thank you for all your help in our previous campaign. Things might have turned out differently without your support. If we had known
Yeah,
you
sure.
were
Campaign is a
welcome,
good way to
I
say it.
would have given you a proper welcome. I'm afraid that
Oh, are we reconnecting? Don't tell me I have to do this whole scene again. Why? Why? I hate this.
March, you're back, so
Now I'm gonna have to fast forward through most of this. Oh my god.
pretty much time has come.
I'm so upset. All kinds of problems. A power outage yesterday. Computer froze up today. Now we just had to reset the internet.
Wait!
This is
to the Supreme Guardian.
unmitigated disaster.
But
Okay, come on.
Wait, is that the real you or a hologram?
Just let me skip to where we were.
Miss Himiko from the Astral Express?
This is like also one of the issues with a live service game.
If we had known of your arrival beforehand, they are.
I understand, Miss Rania. No need to explain. Your
There we go.
city is
It's about
facing
where we were.
immense difficulties. My intention is simply to ensure that you have all the
As if this was a console game. Feature complete. Even if I lost streaming connection, all I'd have to do is not hit forward and wait for it to reconnect. But because this is connected to a live service, the whole scene reset.
might have some information that might help. It is my hope
Live service
that with
games
information, you will be better equipped as the
can be
city
fun. They can be cool. There's a lot of cool aspects to them. But in total, will always be inferior to an offline game.
I happen to have a friend with knowledge of Topaz. What Topaz said about her home world is indeed true, which is why she believes that the IPC's takeover of Belobog is the only way of ensuring the city's survival. But there is one thing she intentionally left out. Not all worlds that have accepted the IPC's terms have been saved.
You mean.
Performing ecological reconstruction on a planet carries inevitable risks.
It's a good thing that they're weighing both sides, but let's be real.
The success rate for the
You can't
ecological
even compare
reconstruction
Eurillo
world
6
using
to,
IPCC
say,
is 63%.
even just the planet Topaz came from, right?
Only 63%.
Where it was like acid rain and smog were all over the entire place.
Not exactly comforting.
And even having over a half, right? Like, oh, that's 63%. And even having like 80% by Topaz is great. And Eurillo is definitely going to fall in that 80% because it's already slowly turning back over time. I'm just constantly losing this. What the heck is going on? Is it because of the weather? Is that what's doing it? It stopped raining, but are we having after effects? I don't know. I hope this doesn't mess the VOD up too much.
Now that you've decided, I don't have to pretend to be impartial anymore. I think you're making the right choice, Branya.
Astro friends.
I don't think you should have pretended to be impartial to begin with.
I'll need everyone's cooperation. I need some time to rally all the residents in the city. And then...
Like, I think you can even still kind of bat for the other side in an argument. Like, you could play devil's advocate and steelman while also still clearly telling you which side you think is right. I don't think it's actually fair or appropriate for the person making the decision to lie about saying both sides are equal in your personal view.
But these two will help me get the job done.
Belobog's future is not for sale. And we'll never forget the friends who stood by us in our time of need. Not once, but twice. Stay safe, everyone.
Like, I think the best way to frame it would be like, well, I could tell you the side that I think is right, but let me also give a strong argument for the other side. Like, that's fair. But I think people should definitely know what your opinion is. Okay. All the text messaging is
The
done.
guard should be waiting for us in Rivet Town, right? Here we go again. Back to our old stomping grounds for another adventure.
Our old stomping grounds. I don't know what you're talking about. I guess we have to enter from that direction. I don't know why they wouldn't just take us straight to Rivet Town. That's kind of... Unless it's like one of those adventure, like expedition things. Right. Oh, that's right. Don't we have to do like the sneaking thing with the
Supreme Guardian has briefed me on
stupid robots and everything?
Assist you in locating Taupe. Ready to enter Rivet Town? We'll go.
Yeah, we have to use the sneaky robot.
Might run into IPC agents ahead.
Okay. What do you think about this? What if instead of Clara we actually bring the Harmony MC? That could be fun, right? It's kind of built. I don't know if he's fully built. What are your relics? Are they all right? I mean, none of them have the right stats really, but like at all. We have this. Could get some more speed. I think we just want to throw at least a few more levels at him first. Oh, hey, we got speed anyway. Okay. Just for survivability's sake. There we go. And this. I just want everything maybe above 10. Oh, I don't have enough to throw anyway. Okay, well, I guess we're just stuck with that. This should be fine, though. Yeah, because now his defense is over 1,000. Yeah, we'll try this. Because they're all weak against that. I think that might be fine. Do I like this order, though? Let's do this order, just because you're going to draw most of the aggro in the center here. And Sparkle definitely has more survivability than MC does. Okay. It should be fine. We can actually pull off some super break. It could be fun. It's fairly built. I've been throwing stuff at him.
Destination reached.
Throwing some traces and stuff.
Look at that.
It's not great. Doesn't have anywhere close to the amount of break effect I'd want him to have.
But I don't see any mech or weapons. This place is completely surrounded by mountains. Surely they can't be.
Okay. I'm gonna go use the restroom while they're talking. I've seen all these scenes before.
No wonder we couldn't
And I'm gonna hope the internet doesn't cut out while I'm gone.
Wait a minute. You said these weapons have been hidden here from the very beginning? That means the architects of Eurillo 6 never used them in their fight against the Legion.
Correct. After the IPC departed from this world more than 700 years ago, no one has possessed the necessary knowledge for activating these weapons. The architects used the IPC blueprints to construct replica automatons. However, the overwhelming majority of the combatants, commanded by Elisa Rand, were human.
I see. The stories about this world are truly captivating.
I would like to ask you a question, Topaz.
You're awful polite for a big robot. Ask. Don't be shy.
If the IPC does not intervene, this world is doomed. Are you convinced of this conclusion beyond any doubt?
Okay, cool. Cool.
I've gone through countless case studies, and they all
We didn't
point
lose
to the
internet while I was
same
gone.
conclusion. Any world that comes into contact with a Stellaron is doomed. On the surface, things may appear to be getting better since the Astral Express lent a helping hand. But sooner or later, the underlying problems will resurface. A looming crisis can often lie hidden.
See, I'm not sure about that though. Because how many other places actually know to seal a Stellaron?
That's it? You don't have any thoughts on the matter?
I think that's probably why this one's getting better, not necessarily a lot of those other ones.
Sincere and accurate. is all I wish to.
Because we know, like, the Astral Express, mostly thanks to Welt. I don't know about other people. As we saw, other nameless have trouble dealing with the Stellaron problem, like looking at Penacony later.
If only my colleagues had the same.
But, like, Welt can seal them. We know that the Xinjiao fleet kind of knows how to deal with Stellaron. The Stellaron hunters kind of know how to deal with it. So there's like very few people, but we don't know how like widely. The IPC doesn't necessarily even give me hope that they know how to deal with it. Like apparently they know how to help these worlds, but the success rate is only between 63 to 80 depending on who you're working with, right?
The IPC soldiers are
Maybe even less, because if 63 is the average, that means there has to be people who have a lower success rate as individual like surveyors.
You're right, Miss Himiko. We'll be using the automaton stealth bomb to cover our tracks.
So I don't know. I think we have to take a lot of the factors into account. This world probably would eventually just heal on its own. Now, the other problem could be the Antimatter Legion or something could show back up, which is that's a fair thing that they've brought up. If they attacked before the Stellaron crisis or whatever before, like that could still always be a problem.
Keep noise to a minimum, everyone.
I actually really hate this kind of like stealth mission that we're doing. Not because it isn't a fun minigame. As a minigame, it's alright. It just makes no sense when my characters could just go and destroy them, you know? Yeah, I know the mechanics. We run up when they're not looking, and then we explode on them. Like this.
Oh, wow! We wiped them all out in a single explosion! That's what you call efficiency!
It's a shame we had to resort to this method, but we had no choice.
Dude, we have a choice. I could just go and beat them up.
Sure are a righteous bunch.
I've seen standard issue robots like these before. It's an IPC field team leader.
Correct. The exterior is similar to the Grizzly, but its weapons and armor are more advanced. Hopefully the automaton stealth bomb will still be effective. Let me know when you're ready. Are you ready? Remember, try to...
And we have to do it when they're looking the other way. And when they're both together. So come on, hurry up, turn around, go back to him. Yeah, I know, I missed my opportunity. It's fine.
To be honest, I didn't think it would be so powerful. Good thing everything went according to plan. This is the road that Topaz took when she left Rivet Town.
Let's find her and tell her about Bronya's decision.
This time, the gloves are off!
Oh yeah, isn't there like a fight or whatever we have to do with Topaz? I forget. I think we do. There's like a mini, like a little boss fight.
Are you alright? I hope Topaz and her IPC henchmen...
I don't think we fight her, right? We just fight her henchmen. She like summons them all. I don't think we've ever actually fought Topaz.
With the IPC's representatives. Such a result would be highly undesirable. Topaz is ahead. She She had the means to force me to comply with her orders, but chose not to. From her perspective, the only way to preserve Belobog is by incorporating it into the IPC. While I do not agree with her viewpoint, I lack the computational power to provide evidence to the contrary. While it is unlikely, I still encourage the avoidance of any potential conflicts.
Unlikely potential? Meaning there could still be.
I wouldn't know what this particular zone was used for
The Express never pursues
prior to the Pokemon event. Like, I know there's a lot of, like, weapons development stuff, but, like, this big screen here that's being placed, this obviously is for the event, the past event that I'm about to do after this, but it doesn't really make sense what they were using for this beforehand. I don't know, the world building just doesn't completely add up. Like, this weird stage and everything. I guess you could do weapons testing with it, it's just kind of weird.
Why would Topaz come here? Is she looking for something?
Like, why do you need these big screens necessarily for weapons testing? The platform makes sense for it. Okay, things that we can do that carry over between scenes. That if we're fast.
Oh, hey there, Slowpokes. I was starting to think you weren't gonna show up. This lady next to Miss March looks oddly familiar.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Topaz. I'm Himiko, the Astral Express's navigator.
Oh, wow. I remember now. The illustrious Miss Himiko.
The illustrious Miss
Some of my
Himiko.
colleagues dream about meeting you.
Do I have any fans?
I'd be surprised if you didn't. Don't underestimate the reputation of the nameless out among the stars. You're following in the footsteps of the great Akavili, after all.
At least some people have respect for the Trailblaze.
Been getting along. Topaz, based on your greeting, I presume you have a good grasp of the current situation?
Of course! The deadline has already passed, but Branya still hasn't signed the contract. I think I can guess what's holding her back.
Please, don't misunderstand us, Miss Topaz. We have no intention of opposing the IPC or its board of directors, but we have very dear friends on Eurillo 6. Standing idly by and watching them sign an unfair contract goes against everything the Nameless are about.
Miss Himeko, sorry for interrupting, but this doesn't sound like a negotiation.
It's not.
We needn't waste our time, March. She made her decision 10 minutes ago.
There's no fooling the Astral Express. You're absolutely right. Differing views don't necessarily mean one person is right and the other is wrong. However, to keep things moving forward, there's usually only one solution.
Huh? What do you mean?
My superiors have granted me the approval I need.
Your vacation time has been approved?
I wish. So many eager faces. I won't keep you in the dark any longer. Approval to launch an attack on the members of the Astral Express. The best kept secret to getting something over the line? Always be ready to turn the tables. Go, Numby. Projects under my wing have no room for error.
Come on. Okay. We'd probably want to save that since we can't break anybody anyway.
Hold everyone back again. Protect me, protect me. Did that hurt? Let's play. Can you find the answer?
Okay, that should be fine. Then we get to transform. Then we get to go to town on everybody.
All will be revealed in lunar flame.
I'm scared.
Stay put.
Let's play for a while. Feeling spiffy?
Always feeling spiffy. I want to hold this until after we break, right?
Let's improvise.
To re-up this.
There's no power like team power.
Dare attack me? Fiends or devils? I'll crush them all!
All will be revealed in lunar flame.
Yeah, and we use the this because it'll carry into the next turn.
Unworthy.
Its super break damage is stupid. I love it.
Did the rhythm get messed up?
Ow!
Take your positions. Dreams do come true.
Protect me, protect me.
Save it for your own skin.
Let's play. Can you find the answer?
Ready for death. All will be revealed in lunar flame.
Give us another turn of trance.
Feeling spiffy?
Let's improvise.
Oh no, he got a point. That's bad.
Give me strength.
The mood is set. Let the show begin.
Fiends or devils? I'll crush them all!
At least we'll get the super break on that.
Did the rhythm get messed up?
Attack me?
Dreams do come true.
Blade of moonlight. All will be revealed in lunar flame.
Ooh, that actually did a lot.
I'll go easy this time.
Stay in step.
Let's play. Can you find the answer?
I think this should just kill.
Let's improvise.
Yeah, cool. You know, I actually do think that went a lot smoother than the other fights where I brought Clara. Probably just like the general attack boost and everything that comes with it.
Incredible. No wonder the Astral Express is so highly regarded. Finished warming up? Now it's my turn.
Stop! All of you, put down your weapons.
Yeah, we didn't get the actual fight against Topaz.
Oh, you're here just in time. Things were about to get out of control.
Supreme Guardian. I was starting to wonder whether you'd left the Express crew to fend for themselves. That would hardly be becoming of you.
I would never do such a thing. There was an important matter that required my attention.
More important than this?
Yes. I think you'll understand the significance once you see it. In short, I need you to help us evaluate our current progress.
Help you? That's interesting. I was under the impression you'd already decided to obstruct our operations here.
I have read your letter word for word, Miss Topaz. And your childhood experiences truly touched me. Your hometown once experienced a similar catastrophe to Yarillo 6. So I can understand your perspective on the issue and the position you have taken. It's because of this empathy you have that I still hold out a glimmer of hope. Despite all